because in reality, life is a roller coaster.
Yes.
And because life is a roller coaster, therefore we are learning. If it was not a roller coaster, if it didn't have failures, pitfalls, etc., we wouldn't be learning because there are no challenges then,
Exactly.
right? So that definitely did not help people.
Honestly, how many text or instant messages do you send every day? How many emails? Do you prefer communicating by text, instant messages, app, or generally online instead of face to face in person with business? Communication is a vital leadership skill, and the digital age has changed with the way people communicate. While technology contributes to the noise that often distracts to interrupt people and from sending and receiving message effectively, it can be a great asset for better communication. It's up to the leader of the businesses to go beyond merely managing the technology and rather embrace it to improve communicating in the digital age. Hello and welcome to the Honest Talk by Freak Folks. I'm Harsh Pandey. For this particular session, we have with us very special guest today, Ms. Mohita Datta, ma'am. She's a communication coach and author, a speaker, a corporate consultant. As a qualified and certified coach, she helped countless people transform their professional lives via her workshop, writings, and seminars. Her bestseller book, 15 Mantras for Effective Communication, is a step-by-step guide to hone your communication skills. So, first of all, ma'am, I welcome you to in this session. Thank you so much for actually joining us and agreeing to share your thoughts with us.
Thanks a lot, Harsh. Thank you for your introduction. I think it encapsulated all the points. And yes, we are here talking about communication, especially about communication in digital age.
Exactly. And thank you so much, ma'am. So, moving to the topic of today's session, which we have chosen, is communicating in the digital age. In this competitive work environment today, where we seek to have an impact, use our talents, and support our life purposes, it's no brainer that developing effective communication skill is an important career development initiative. Yet many professionals feel like they don't just have the time or energy to build their communication skills. So one question which I like to ask from you, from the side of my viewers, like, what do you feel? What are the real benefits of investing in learning the communication skills in this digital age? Or maybe we
Okay,
can say
so
the communication. Maybe we can say the
right.
communication skill of the digital age.
Right. So I'd like to begin by a quote, and I think that encapsulates everything. It says there's a difference between mere management and leadership. And guess what is the difference? It is your communication skills, right? That propels you to be a leader. So communication skills are vital for, let's for example, take two people starting at the same point, same qualifications, same schooling, or let's say same information, because it's all there right now.
Nice.
But then there is different growth paths, career paths, personal development, academic development, professional development. And the actualization which happens is thanks to your communication skills. So effectively, communication skills is unlocking your potential.
Correct.
And the good news is these are learnable skills. Pay attention and imbibe and learn these skills.
Exactly. I think you have summarized what is actual need of learning communication and where this actual difference lies. And ma'am, I also want you, because we all are living in this digital age and we are people working in this like work from home and everything is like we are witnessing every day. So I also want you to please answer this question for my viewers. Like, what do you feel? What are the basic general digital communication etiquettes?
Harsh, that's a very good question. We all understand the advantages of communication in digital age, right? It's
Yes.
super convenient. You want it now, you write it in any digital format. It could be messaging, it could be a video conference or a video call or a call, right? And it's instantly available. instant. So super convenient. You can access anywhere, anytime, right? And the reach is enormous, across boundaries, across anything. So those are the conveniences of communication in digital age, right? But at the same time, one has to be mindful of the etiquettes, just like you said. Otherwise, it may boomerang. It may not serve its purpose.
Right.
And there are some said etiquettes and some unsaid etiquettes. Like, perhaps messaging, not messaging after a certain hour. Okay, because some people have a sound notification attached. Okay, so let's say after 9 p.m. or in an official protocol after 8 p.m. If it is amongst friends, perhaps it doesn't matter. But officially speaking, beyond 7:30, 8 p.m. until those that corporate temperament allows you to have, let's say, messaging between the team members beyond that hour. So that etiquette one should respect. And secondly, also, do not use too much short forms, or let's say telegraphic language in your emails. Emails are the preferred channel for official communication.
Right.
And that also reflects your personality. Okay, so use the right language, right context, right grammar, frame it well, frame it to the purpose. And there is something called ABC of communication, and whether it is digital or face to face, these three must be adhered to. A is for accuracy, B is for brevity, C is for clarity. So one should be accurate in one's communication, right? What is being asked, what is being shared. B, brevity, meaning again, be focused. Okay, do not fluff around. C is be clear. Otherwise, you're wasting your resources plus someone else's. So, broadly speaking, these are the etiquettes, but of course, there's so very many other etiquettes too, as per the channel of communication which you choose.
Indeed. Actually, ma'am, I feel like you have very beautifully shared, and these all are the pointers which you have shared, and the last one like ABC. So I'm sure the people those who are watching this session, they are going to find this insightful this in many ways. And ma'am, one question like I also want you to actually answer, because we all know like about 40% of the world population, or nearly 3 billion people, are active on social media networks, and marketing via these networks is naturally critical for any organization selling products or services, either locally, regionally, nationally, or across the globe. It's for the like organization also, and the people those who are doing like personal branding of their own arts and own services. But it has one negative side too, we all have to actually understand and also need to answer, as communication becomes two-way, so which is called social media trolling. Sometimes it happens, and my request to you, ma'am, please share some tips to handle negative comments and social media trolling about your brand, or whether it's a personal or like business.
Okay, so we are talking of social media trolling, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, that's a big umbrella term. And some etiquettes or the way to go about it is being developed as we go along the path. Okay, because as telecommute, as social media is becoming more and more engaging, we have I wouldn't say lots, but there are pitfalls, and we are learning from those pitfalls, right?
Yes.
So as you know, Harsh, in today's world, especially for business purposes, right? Suppose I want to engage anyone for contractual position, or even as an employee, right? You first go on their social media. Now that's become a given, right? And you see what sort of personality does that person have.
Right.
Okay, what is he or she saying on the social media? Also, um, in reverse, you as a person are seeing whether what you are exhibiting, your views, your opinions, etc., on the social media, do you want your stakeholders to read it? Do you want yourself to be perceived like it? Okay. Because you are making an image of yourself, and you have a certain, you want your stakeholders to perceive you in a certain way. Okay. Let it be that you are generous in your views, or you're adventurous, or you're liberal. Okay, whatever personality which you would like to project, those those should be embedded in your social media responses. And social media trolling is a very niche subject, and different people handle it differently. And I would say majorly ignore, because engaging with it also, one, takes away your energy.
Correct.
Two, it may take it to another path entirely, and then there is no end to it. It spirals out of control.
Yes.
Okay, so until you have an agency, you're a big celebrity, or you're a big corporate entity, and you have an agency who is dedicated to your social media. Otherwise, on a personal front, it's best ignored.
I think
And
you have
keep on engaging. Yes, and Harsh, keep on. I mean, I would like to share this again with my
Sure.
viewers, with my audience. Keep on engaging your stakeholders with with your bites, the way you would like to be perceived, with your opinions or your take on the situations.
Exactly, ma'am. I think you have very beautifully discussed this term, and actually we need to understand. Sometimes like these all are the negative comments. Sometimes it's beneficial and it's like a means like helpful. But most of the times people do this just to de-promote the other brands or others people's. So sometimes like it's gets very difficult to engage in such kind of conversation. It's also waste your energy and side by side your efforts as well. And ma'am, one question which I want you to answer. Actually, I've got this question from one of our subscriber. So the question is like, when we talk about personal branding, there's one more thing we all have to accept. Our daily lives have been digitalized, tracked, and tied up in matrices. Our real selves have split into online avatar and profile picture and status updates. Actually, the virtual life is skinny and bright. It's where you post your prettiest picture and tell all your best news. But the question is it real? Most importantly, is it healthy?
Um, so this is a very nuanced answer. Okay. Yes, at one point everybody wanted to be, again, perception. What is virtual is perception. How do you want to be perceived? So everybody wanted to be perceived as this hugely successful person, very well liked by everyone, having a svelte life.
Correct.
Even if you're struggling in a very glamorous way, and it's something to be motivated about, etc. Right? But what happened is that other people got demotivated by it, because in reality, life is a roller coaster.
Yes.
And because life is a roller coaster, therefore we are learning. If it was not a roller coaster, if it didn't have failures, pitfalls, etc., we wouldn't be learning, because there are no challenges then.
Exactly.
Right? So that definitely did not help people, because you would be filtering your life, actually, even your photos, your pictures, your captions, everything, to say, "Oh, wow, like life is a garden, like life is a blossom." Okay. Now people understand, and even celebrities and even personal brands, that to connect to people, one has to be real. By that, I do not mean that share every little personal thing, but one has to be real for connection. So we have progressed from being this virtual, beautiful avatar all the time, to being real, to have a human connect. See what happened in digital communication also. There are strengths and weaknesses. So the weakness was that the human connect was missing, the tone, the body language, your reaction, your response. Because
Right.
like you and I are talking, Harsh. Okay. And I'm also adjusting my tone. I'm seeing what would you like to ask. I'm trying to gauge what the audience would like to know, how I can add to their skills. Okay. So that is lost in digital communication until, and the closest which one gets to is video conferencing, right? So a human connect is the is the biggest loss of digital communication. So people have learned to be real also and share some real bites also.
Yes.
And from that comes your learning and motivation for others to learn and tackle challenges. I hope that answered the question.
Yes, actually, ma'am, you have answered this. And one thing which I personally observe is like when people update their status on social media, they generally update about when they get happy. Not generally they do when they get sad. So this is the one side of a story we all have to actually understand well. And I have a next question for you. A new way of working has emerged from the post-industrial age into digital one, and whether need for the new leadership. So what are your views on the demanding leadership of this new age?
Okay, so lot of concepts, I wouldn't say have fallen along the way, but they are no longer what it used to be. So this word success used to be like, given 200% weight all the time. Are you successful? Are you successful? 10 points to being successful,
Correct.
7 points to climb the ladder of success. Okay, but in reality, folks knew that, blindly going towards it may lose you on so very many other fronts. Okay, like personality development or family time.
Yes.
So success now is a very nuanced word. Success,
Yes.
how are you measuring success? By your money, by your designation, by your influencer, by your number of followers, by your social media, tweets and your stories. What is success? So the better, I mean, I would like to connect to the better version of it, that now it's very nuanced way of looking at things. And success is no longer that beacon which one has to blindly follow and say, I'm successful. There's no destination saying I'm successful. It depends on how you define success for yourself, right?
Actually, ma'am, I think you
And
have
again,
yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No, no,
again,
that's fine.
communication skills are critical. And there's like the phrase is unlocking your potential. Okay, so you want to be successful on your career front or on your personal front, on your social front. And if your communication skills don't let you get there, right, then perhaps for yourself, you feel you haven't arrived or you haven't been successful.
Indeed, ma'am. Actually, I think you have touched a very beautiful topic of the success. Actually, the success is very confusing, and
Very.
it could be very different for the people. And ma'am, I have a next question for you because we all know the
Tell
global
me.
pandemic, recession, and other recent shared experiences have inspired us to ask what else. So my question to you is to be very specific. What are the mindsets and skill sets that need to develop in this volatile world?
Hmm. Okay, so yes, it's a dynamic world, and because I come with the niche of communication, and I truly believe in it, that communication skills is is the key to getting ahead,
Agree.
also feeling fulfilled. There's something called self fulfillment. It's not for others, it's for you. So that also is very helpful if you have, or if you develop adequate communication skills. So what is happening is that with this digital age, the lines are also getting blurred,
Correct.
which sometimes is a big challenge, because everybody needs to be on whatever forum, like let's say LinkedIn or even on your email 24 by 7. Now that's exasperating, that's demanding, right? And you may want to draw some lines, okay, so for yourself to be more productive. And as I said, on every or any level, it could be social, it could be academic, it could be professional or personal, right? Now, if your communication skills allowed you, then you would see to it that the objective or the goal of that particular front, whether it's professional, etc., is being met, and you have expressed it in a way so that the other person doesn't feel ignored, neglected, or being snubbed, and thinks it's a win-win situation for both, right? Ultimately, so again, Harsh, we come to the thing that in let's say 10 years back, success was I win, you lose. Now the good thing is that success is win-win. So if you're a good communicator, then you will see to it that it's a win-win situation for everyone.
Yes.
This is what I would say for today's age, digital age, post-pandemic, where and everybody is trying to make up for the lost 2 3 years, and digital is going hyper. Okay, that if you also allow yourself to be hyper as per the demands of it, perhaps you lose productivity, right? So to be focused and goal or oriented, and still make the stakeholder feel valued, your communication skills need to be up there, need to be boosted.
Right. Indeed, ma'am. Actually, we get sometimes questions like we all talk about communication, but no one talks about where do we learn it. And I'm sure the first, like we have your book, 15 Mantras for Effective Communication. This is a really amazing thing we all have. But I also want you to discuss about this book also and answer to this question particularly.
Right. So where do you learn? Um, if I talk about the Indian context, then unfortunately it's not taught in the relevant way, or let's say practice isn't given to it while we are at school. I do not know about other universities, but Delhi University has recently come out with SEL, which is Social Emotional Learnings, where they have acknowledged the fact that for social emotionally you have to be boosted, and for that communication skills are critical. And there they practice all sorts of public speaking, presentation, um, mock interviews, even let's say team projects, right? So if you are at a stage where it didn't happen at school and you don't have the opportunity to learn, you haven't had the opportunity to learn, right? It's never too late.
Yes.
Just understanding and realizing the fact that you need to learn it is good for you to start it today. So, well, I can talk about my book.
Yes.
It's a very learnable skill. It's very learnable skill. And my book, at least, is very step-by-step guide as to what is communication. You know, Harsh, what happens is a lot of time we think that if we are talking, is communication. Unfortunately, that's not the truth. If your message is not being understood or received in the same context which you have sent it, then it's not communication. The loop hasn't happened. Okay, suppose you're saying, I'm sorry, I came late. Okay, but the receiver isn't hearing that. Neither is there apology in your tone, nor in your body language, nor in your words, then it is poor communication. So just saying it doesn't help. So the basic thing is that the loop has to be completed. The message which you sent with the context and the intent has to be received in the same way. And any transmission loss which happens between the two, it could be psychological, like the other person is thinking that, hey, this person always says sorry but never means it. Okay, it could be technical. There is noise, really physical noise in the cell phone or in the video call or whatever, right? There could be language barrier. Okay, so there is so many ways of transmission loss which can happen. So this is the basic definition of communication. And in my book, I have explained step by step on body language, on how to do your pitch, tone, pace, pause to be effective in your communication. Harsh, you and I will realize that if you say something with different emphasis, it means so very many different, the way it is perceived. You say, hey, thank you. If you say it with chocolates and say thank you, then it means something different. You know, that's a boosted thank you. Okay. So please follow the courses, please follow books, please practice. And for language skills, so language skill is just a part of communication, because you need to have, so there is verbal communication and non-verbal. For verbal, where you use words, whether it's written or oral, then you need language skills, right? So for that, you must listen to the news. And if it's in the work context, then English is your business language. Then yes, please listen to the channels, whether it is BBC or the Indian channels. Read the business newspapers, read economic times, etc., to get your verbal, written and oral language sort of cleaned and finished. And you keep progressing on your language skills. And then of course there is body language, visualization, presentation, storytelling, influencing, then how do you influence a person, then persuasion. So just one term, but each term is huge.
Right.
And persuasion skills is fantastic, right? So that also comes under communication. So I would say read books on the subject, attend courses, and every single day be mindful of your communication skills. And I'm sure you will be there, you'll be on path to progress.
Indeed, ma'am. Actually, I think you have very beautifully answered this question, and also you have shared many important resources along with your book. And I'm sure the people, those who are watching this session, they are surely going to get 15 mantras for effective communication, and also going to understand the points, and will surely going to emphasis on this. I think we are short of time, so towards the end of our conversation, ma'am, at last, I want you to please discuss some tips for the young millennials or entrepreneurs, or like the students who are still in their colleges. What are the kind of things they must learn in order to equip themselves or make themselves more relevant to the industry demand?
Harsh, that was a very that's a very important point which you have brought forth, because finally you need tips, techniques, tools to bring up your skills. And communication is a very fine blend of art and science. It's an art because you need to intuitively understand it. It's a science because there are tools and techniques to it. So I would say for millennials, the reading habit has to be there. I do not see anything replacing a good reading habit. It could be stories, it could be fiction, non-fiction, whatever. Because ultimately you need a language to express yourself, right? So read, then listen. You could be listening to news or to people, right? So listen before you respond. So a lot of us are in a hurry to respond. So we are not listening and we are not giving the right answers or the right responses. Okay. So build up your vocabulary. Okay. And also make short video clips of yours. Do presentations, like you could have a presentation on I'm just thinking, what are the topics for today? Or, which are the ongoing topics? If it's about Delhi, it could be pollution in Delhi. Otherwise, it could be, I'm just thinking of the relevant topics which are nowadays there. Climate change, or let's say whether one should use carbon credits for international travel, whatever topic which you have. I would say make a list of at least 3 topics. Okay, make at least 1 page note, research, write, present it, make a video for yourself, play it for yourself, and if you can have a buddy, like an accountable buddy.
Right.
Okay, because that's also motivating,
Yes.
because that person points out to you that you are speaking too fast, or people are not able to understand, or you're going too slow, or your pronunciations you need to improve, or your body language you need to integrate, or you need to have more visual props. Okay, or you need to listen, or you need to persuade, whatever. So if you have a buddy, that multiplies your learning. So read, listen, make a note, like a research note on a certain topic theme, present it, make a video of it, play it out to yourself. And if you can make a buddy who is accountable to you, and vice versa, then you would take the feedback, integrate the feedback, and the next time over you would be taking those points to improve on your presentation next. Also, one very important thing: come out of your comfort zone. What happens with millennials is, we all realize that social media is just spewing out the same algorithms to us. Suppose you say chocolate is good for health. Now, every time that you go there, it would be showing you ads of chocolates, or saying how good chocolate is for your brain health, or for your emotions. Because no longer is social media independent, whether it's Instagram or anything. Whatever they see you watching, that's what they're going to produce for you.
Yes.
Okay, so it is sometimes, see, it depends on how you use social media. It could be for learning, it could be for expressing, but sometimes it also traps you in your own thinking.
Correct.
In your own world, right? So come out of your comfort zone and learn to go to networking events, or to places where there are people whom you don't know, right? And interact, learn from your journeys, learn from your interactions with others. Do not always stick to a comfort zone. There is not much learning there. So if there is some event which is happening, and your heart says no, don't go, but your mind says do it, do it.
Yes.
Attend interviews, right? Prepare for it, practice it. And getting a good mentor or a coach, just like if there's a sport, you get yourself a mentor or a coach, and that helps you so much in communication, in interviews, in anything. If you can get a mentor, a coach, even for 1 session, 2 session, I feel that it multiplies your progress by at least 100 points, if not more.
Exactly, ma'am. I think you have discussed multiple things, and I'm sure the people, those who are watching this session, they have got a kind of a list, and they are surely going to work on this. And I'm sure, ma'am, this was really a very wonderful session with you, and the kind of energy you brought and the kind of a content, it was really amazing. And thank you so much, ma'am, for joining. And we'll find more opportunities to collaborate.
Thanks a lot, Harsh. I I honestly believe that communication skills, if mindfully practiced, really takes you nearer to your goal. So I would really, tell every one of you that practice it in your everyday life. So all the best to everyone, and thanks a lot, Harsh, for taking this session ahead so smoothly and with learnings for everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a pleasure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Take
much, ma'am.
care.
Bye.
Bye to you. Bye to everyone.
On the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside, I'm alone